Hello, welcome to the Indigo Room. Tonight's topic is fake it till you make it and the law of assumption. Are they the same thing? And what about acting as if it's already done? Aren't they kind of like the same things? We're going to talk about that tonight. And I'm Sydney, if you don't know me already. And I've been teaching spiritual and universal laws since about 2007, and I've manifested some huge things and some little things. And I, by applying these laws, these spiritual laws, universal laws, and I particularly love the law of assumption. And I learned to use this by reading and studying Neville Goddard. I started that in 2009 on my podcast, The Indigo Room, which is on TalkShoe. You could still go check that out if you haven't had the opportunity to do so. But somebody asked me a while ago what I thought about this and if faking it till you make it and acting as if it's already done are the same. And I had to think about that for a little bit. So I think I wanted to talk about that a little bit tonight and just expand on that a little bit. Both of them, they kind of seem like they're the same, and like they're one concept, and it's the same thing, but one is really like a concept and one is an idea. I'm sorry. One is like a concept and an idea, and the other one is a spiritual law. So fake it till you make it. I've used that at some point in my life. I've faked it a lot of times. Hey, ladies, hi. I have faked it a couple of times in my life, right? And it's not really a spiritual law, and people tend to get the two of those mixed up. So before we actually get started, I'm just going to ask this question, right? As you guys are spiritual beings, some of you have just started, applying some of these laws into your own lives. What does fake it till you make it? What does that concept mean to you, right? I want you to think about that for a bit, and we're going to tickle our amygdala and we'll come back to it. But what does that mean to you, right? You could write it in the chat, leave a comment down below. But also then I want you to also think about the law of assumption, right? And assume that it is already done, and acting as if it's already done, assuming the wish fulfilled. What does that mean to you, right? What does that mean to you? Because to me, they are different, right? There's a subtle difference to them, right? It can feel the same, but they're not the same, in my opinion. All right, this is how I feel, that they're not the same. So we're going to talk about those two things tonight. One is a concept, an idea, and the other one is actually a law. It's a spiritual, universal law. And we're going to talk about what is the difference between the two. So we're going to tickle our amygdala. And I do want to take a minute to just welcome everybody who's coming into the chat tonight. Again, I'm your host of the Indigo Room. I'm Sydney Chase, and this is where we discuss all things spiritual. And by that I mean that we're non-physical spiritual beings having physical human experiences. Life is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be delicious. It's supposed to be good. Sometimes it gets wicky wacky, but we got tools for that. So hi, Linda. Hey, Funky. Linda's in the house. Hey, Linda, how you doing? Hey, Funky. Good evening. Hi, Momo. Good to see you all here. So I want you to just think about those two um, things, right? What does fake it till you make it mean? And what does um, the law of assumption, assuming it is already done, mean to you? Like, let's just delve down a little deep tonight. We're gonna go a little deep dive. We're gonna do a little deep dive. But before we get into that, we're going to tickle our amygdala. What is your amygdala? Amygdala is the two little things you have in your brain, right? When your amygdala is clicked closed, you are in flight or fright mode, or survival mode, or fearful mode, or doubtful mode, or worry mode. But when your amygdala is clicked open, it lights up your frontal lobe, and it's a little bit of a brain hack. It lights up your frontal lobe where your third eye resides. Okay? And you feel good. You're smiling, you feel good. You feel good. So we're gonna tickle our amygdala. And hey, Blah! Blah's in the house. Blashina. How you doing, girl? Welcome. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to get back to the topic, really. All right? So I want you to close your eyes. This is a brain hack for you. Close your eyes, and it's also an imagination. Helps you to flex your imagination. It's an imagination exercise. Okay? How to use your imagination. So I want you to, oh, thank you. I'm working on it, girl. I'm working on it. I'm glad to be back too. So I want you to close your eyes and imagine that you have a feather in your hand, right? Just feel the feather, look at your feather, see your feather. This is seeing it with your non-physical eye because your eyes are closed, right? And you want to give it the tones of reality. What does your feather look like? What does it feel like? Is it long? Is it short? And if you're driving a car, riding a bike, walking, or standing somewhere, just stop. Stop whatever you're doing because, I don't want you to crash your bike or crash your car. Can't drive your car with your eyes closed. But what does your feather feel like? What does it look like? Just imagine that you're touching it. Imagine that you're feeling that feather, right? What do the bristles feel like? Is it soft? Is it smooth? Is it tingly? Or is it bristly? Is it stiff? You give it all the tones of reality. All of that. Just imagine it. Now, once you've got that feather and you've got the color and you know what it looks like, you know what it feels like, you're going to lift that feather up into the center of your forehead, right in there. You're going to slide it in, and then you're going to slide it over to the right and tickle your amygdala on the right, and then slide it over to the left and tickle your amygdala on the left. Pull it out. You should be smiling by the time you're done. If you're not smiling, do it again. Do it again. I always try to not smile to see if it really works, but it always does. It always does. Okay. So getting back to the topic tonight, acting as if it's already done and faking it until you make it. These are, to me, very different. You can apply the fake it until you make it. However, right, it has a different feel. It has a different vibration to it. Now, I'm going to look in the comments here. Did anybody answer my question? Anybody? No, nobody answered the question. All right, let me ask it again. I'm going to ask it one more time. What does fake it till you make it mean to you, that concept? What does that mean to you? Fake it till you make it. Right? Put your comment in the chat or leave your comment below. If you're watching this later, just leave your comment right down there below. And we're going to compare the two. And what does act as if it's already done, as in the law of assumption, mean to you? Write that in the chat and then leave your comment right down there below. And if you are new to the channel, thank you for coming. We really appreciate that you're here. And make sure you watch the video to the end because we have a way for you to start using some tools to manifest your dreams and desires as well. It does take a little bit of work. right? And everything that you want in this world, it takes a little bit of work, a little bit of applying your muscle, your imagination muscle. Okay, so let's see. Nobody got an answer? All right. Well, I'll give you my answer so far. I'll wait a little bit longer because I know there's a bit of a delay. Hopefully you're hearing me good. There's a bit of a delay with regards to what I say and when you hear it, right? Okay, so Linda said, fake it to me does not resonate with me. It sounds phony, like you don't really believe it. Assume it is done is creating what you want already done. I like, yeah, yeah. Funke says, to me, fake it till you make it means to feel as if it's something is true. Okay. And I'm not explaining it great. That's okay. You explained it the way you're explaining it. That's fine, right? Um, well, I'm glad you're answering that because I would really want to get this, the differences, the subtle differences, because there are different. They are extremely different. It's subtle, but they're very different. So thank you for sharing, and thank you, Linda. Thank you, Funke, for sharing. For me, the reason why I'm bringing up this subject is not just because someone asked me, about that, what I thought about it, but it's interesting because right now we're seeing a little bit of fake it till you make it with regards to, influencers that we see on TikTok and social media. And, I'm not calling anybody out specifically, but recently I watched something on Netflix. And that's why it brought the whole topic back to mind. And it was two things that I watched on Netflix. One was called Inventing Anna. It's a documentary. And the other was called The Fire Festival, the greatest party that never happened. Now these two documentaries are both on Netflix. And it was interesting to me. I was intrigued. I couldn't stop watching it, but it reminded me of the whole fake it till you make it uh, idea and concept. Fake it till you make it for me. When we look at the Anna, it's a Anna Delvey or Anna Sorokin story, and I'll give you a little bit of background if you didn't see it. Did anybody watch it? Anybody watch those two films? Those two documentaries. It was about a young girl who came to New York City and she really studied high society, right? She really focused, studied them. She studied everything about them, right? How they walk, how the clothes that they wear, what they buy, what, all of she really got in there, right? And she came to Momo said, hold on a second. Oops. Momo said, I agree with Linda. It doesn't feel like we need to fake anything since it's all done. And Funke said, I started the series. It's a really good series to watch. And the reason why I say it's a really good series to watch, because this is a true fake it till you make it story, in my opinion. This is just my opinion, right? And she came to New York. Well, I don't want to tell you the whole. Well, if you're starting to watch the series, I don't want to give it. Well, it's based on her life, right? And it was all over the news. So, and it recently came out. It came out February this month. The documentary came out. So, if you happen to be following the news about this story, hey, y'all! If you happen to be following the news about this story, this young girl, she was 25, came into the into New York City and basically built millions of dollars from these people and banks, right? Banks were willing to get, they gave her money, right? And what she did was she faked it. She faked everything. She came in and told everyone that she was an heiress from Germany and that her parents and her father were multi-billionaires and she had a trust fund that was coming and she didn't have access to her money right now, but when she turned 26 or 27 she would have 60 million, or was it billion? I can't remember now if it was billion or million. I think it might have been billion. 60, she had a $60 million trust fund. And but the way she carried herself, the way she moved and how she spoke, nobody really questioned her. And she got into all of the posh uh, places. She was put on guest lists. She faked her way into getting business loans. She had all of high society, singing her praises, introducing her to people, introducing her to architects, and she had this big idea that she wanted to open up a art space which the elite could come and buy art, and it was like a club kind of deal. Okay. And she did a good job. I ain't gonna lie, girlfriend did a really good job. I don't know how she did it and how she convinced them. Like, if I walked up today and said, I'm an African heiress from Nigeria, gave myself a Nigerian accent, I don't think I could pull it off because eventually, because I'm not a liar. I'm every it wouldn't work. You would look in my face and know that I was not telling the truth. I have a very hard time with lying. So anyway, she was able to finesse her way. And I say finesse because that's what she did. She knew she was lying. She knew she was not telling the truth. She knew she did not have that kind of money. And what happened was a bank wound up giving her, I believe it was $200,000. And she just perpetuated it even more, right? Because now she's actually giving people tips and giving them $100 tips at the hotel that she was staying at. But the money soon ran out because it was all fake. She was faking it until she made it. And there was a second story that I watched right after that, which was the Fire Festival. And that again was all over social media. Billy McFarland. And it was back to back. It was like these two series, and I was like, what? And he faked it till he made it too. And he had a lot of money. He developed this social club where you get this card and you put money on the card for the elite young people, millennials. And he created these little spaces and shows and events for them to attend, and they had to spend a lot of money and pay a lot of money to be able to attend these events. And then he hooked up with Ja Rule, the rapper, and they decided to create the Fire Festival. So they said it was going to be on an island in Jamaica, and they made videos. They put it up all on social media, mostly Instagram, and created a buzz. That's all they did. They created a buzz. But it was targeted towards young people, millennials who had money, and they wanted to be able to party and have a great time in style. And so they showed yachts and they showed villas and they showed all of these different things that people would experience. They would have like this mega experience if they all came to this island for the Fire Festival. However, none of them knew what the hell they were doing, right? Never put on a festival before in their lives, not of this magnitude. And they were just faking it, right? They were just literally faking it, right? Acting it. And they weren't even acting as if they were just faking it. And they generated millions of dollars. However, they were spending it. Apparently, Billy McFarland was spending it faster than, he was generating. It was like a Ponzi scheme. Anyway, long story short, Fire Festival turned out to be a flop. And you can check out both of these shows on Netflix. Now, this is not a derogatory review about these two people, but it is about the concept or the idea of faking it until you make it, and what law of assumption and law of attraction really is. Because these two things are different. And I want to go back to what Linda said first, which is fake it to me does not resonate with me. It sounds phony, like you really don't believe it. And assume it is done is creating or manifesting, I'm going to add that in, what is already done. And that is really the difference. So when we're talking about assume it is already done or acting as if, like I said, one is a law, the other one, faking it until you make it, is a concept. Now, both of these individuals, the house started to crumble because fake it till you make it is built on a faulty foundation. When you are lying and you know that you're lying, that is a fearful energy. Fake it is phony. And if faking it is actually a vibration of fear, really, because you don't believe, you don't know, you don't believe that you actually have this thing, but you're going to fake it. You're going to fake this thing so that other people outside of you will believe that you have this thing or you are this thing. There's another one called the Tinder swindler. They're just all over the place, right? There's another one of a young lady who just recently went to, I can't remember her name, but she was she was actually pretty smart, and she created this. It's like a machine supposedly, and it's supposed to be able to take your blood, right? Do a blood sample on you, where you stick your finger in there, stick your finger in the machine, and the blood now can do you can take all of these tests and send the results directly to your doctor. She had all kinds of accounts. She had CVS. She had CVS accounts with her. Big businesses were sending her money, but the machine never worked. She was on Forbes as one of the top female billionaires in the world, and the machine never worked. It never worked. So she knew that her machine didn't work, but she kept faking it. She kept making up, stories of and showing false documents of how this machine worked. And she faked her way onto Forbes magazine, onto getting money. Now, you could look at these people and go, well, you know what, Sydney? At least they were, working on it, but it's totally, that's fine. I ain't even mad at them. Do your thing. All three of them now had to go to jail, right? So faking it till you make it will wind up putting you in handcuffs. Why? Because it's based on a fear energy. It's based on a fear vibration. It's based on a false idea or concept of yourself. Well, Sydney, aren't you doing that with assuming it's already done and acting as if? And that's where the subtlety comes in. That is where the subtlety comes in, and it's a bit different. So when you are faking it, we're looking at this type of energy, right? We're looking at what it is. It's a false energy. It can be manipulative. It is trying to impress others. It can hurt you and it can hurt others. It's human ego. It's not working with universal laws. It's actually working against the universal laws. It is non inspired. It is fear based. And that means that your action that you're taking is based on fear. It's fear of lack, it's fear of unworthiness, it's fear of a whole lot of different things. So, fear is an emotion, right? And it can drive a lot of decision making. But law of assumption and acting as if it's already done is different. And again, there are subtle differences between the two. So we're going to come back to assume that it is already done and acting as if, and we're going to talk about that. But I still want to talk about faking it until you make it, because it can help you in some ways. Like if you are shy, right? And you want to exude more confidence. Well, typically, shy people don't walk up to someone else and introduce themselves. But when you develop courage, it's no longer fear based and you're no longer faking it. You're acting on courage and you're walking up to someone and you're introducing yourself. Where typically as a shy person, you might be timid and that's not an action that you would take because you're afraid of what other people think. And if you're faking the confidence, you're giving yourself a little bit of confidence, a little bit of a boost, that is, that's a good way, right? But it's still, you're developing courage. You're not acting on fear at this point. You're acting on courage. And courage is really a good energy. It's not a fear based energy. So when people say to me that they are doing something, they're feeling the fear. Remember, we talked about this before. And when they're feeling the fear and they're doing it anyway, really what you're feeling now, the fear you felt initially, but then somehow you changed that fear into courage and you ran into the burning building. Or you walked up to somebody that you might not normally walk up to. Or you went to the bank and asked for the loan, where before you were afraid, but today you have courage. Two different energies. Two totally different vibrations. And the result that you get will be different. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? On what faking it till you make it is? Because it's really not assuming the wish fulfilled. So we're going to take a break and I'm going to come back to assume the wish fulfilled. Funke said yes. Yay! I'm going to take a hot second, a hot commercial break. We're going to take a commercial break and then we're going to come back to my website. I'm Sydney Chase, the host of the Indigo Room on YouTube, TalkShoe, iHeartRadio, iTunes. We're all over the place. But I came to you today because I wanted to share something with you that I'm really excited about. This is a magic book. I used to use a regular schmegular notebook to create my day every day. See, one that looks like this. I have so many of these. They're all over the place. I always have things I plan to do today, and the rest goes on the God side. It was annoying having notebooks. I wanted a planner that was specific for that, right? So I created Create My Day Journal and Planner that I created just for, well, for me, but I decided to share it with you. It is a really powerful journal. It is just 2 pages for the day. And if you look inside, it does come with instructions on how to use it and what it's for, but it's based on spiritual teachings, things that I've learned along the way, especially Neville Goddard, I am statements, what you're thankful for, and your affirmations. The most powerful part of this book for me is the God side, what I want God to handle, Goddess, Spirit, your higher self, Allah, whatever you call your higher self, and what I'm going to do for the day. Let me just show you the inside. You want to look inside for a minute? You have 2 pages. This is where you write your notes, your I am statements, what you're thankful for, and your wins for the day. The other side is what you want God to handle, and then what you plan to do for the day. And then right below that is a space for your affirmations. This book is really easy to carry. It comes in 4 different colors. I am so excited to share it with you today. You can click the links that are down below so that you can purchase yours right on Amazon. Okay, we're back. That was my commercial. Giving me what real hair envy. Listen, I'll do a lot of work on my hair, yo. I'm just saying. Um, Maybe I'll do a video about my hair one day on my Sydney Chase channel. Welcome, Mona. It's good to see you. Okay, so we're going to get back to the topic. So the acting as if it's already done and assuming the wish fulfilled really is very different, and I think people tend to get the two mixed up. When we are looking at assuming the wish fulfilled and sleeping in the wish fulfilled, first of all, number one, it feels good. Anything in a universal law, spiritual law, has a high vibration. So you can know if you're faking it, right? Because it really doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. It feels phony. It feels fake. Now, people have said, well, Sydney, assuming it feels fake to me. Well, I didn't ask you to do anything. I didn't ask you to go out and do anything, and acting as if. That's totally different. I didn't ask you to go write a check for money that you don't have. I didn't ask you to lie on your resume. Those are actions that you're doing based out of fear. What assuming it is real and acting as if it's already done and praise and thanksgiving, those are higher vibrations. So when we go and we lay down at night and we use our imagination to create a scenario, you are laying in the wonderfulness, the feeling of how would it feel if this were true? So you're getting into the feeling of feeling good and feeling happy. There's no fear in it. There's no doubt in it. There's no worry in it. There's nothing except you sleeping in the wish fulfill and feeling what it would feel like if this were true. each night. And it is employing your imagination and allowing a bridge of incidents to unfold and not forcing anything. Spirit is not asking you to go out and build the bridge. Spirit is not asking you to go out and write the check. Spirit is not asking you to go do anything unless it is inspired action. And what is inspired action? Inspired action may be that you just get up. I got a feeling that I should go to the store. Or I have a feeling that I should call my friend Jane. Or I have a feeling that I got a feeling. I don't know what the feeling is, what's going to happen, but I just got this feeling that I need to call my bank and check on my account today. Or I have a feeling that I should go to the library. Or I have a feeling that I should walk my dog more. Or I have a feeling and what will happen without any effort on your part is a bridge of incidents will be created or have been created for you to be, do, and have what you desire. If we think about the book, How to Use Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy, and he was talking about that Russian who was in the concentration camp. His whole thing was he was sleeping in the wish fulfilled. He didn't do anything. He didn't try to hurt anybody. He didn't try to manipulate anyone. He didn't do anything that was outside of his own wonderful human imagination until he got that nudge to step aside. That's all he did. He just stepped aside while the commandant, or whoever you call that person, the soldier, the sergeant, or whoever it was that was running the camp, was doing the count. That was it. Step aside. And at that moment, he realized, oh my goodness, right? They didn't notice that the count was off. And he was able to just walk away. Get the hell up out of there. Move on out. It's time to go now. And when you get that feeling, that knowing, you will know, you will be guided what to do next. What is the next step? That's it. He didn't finagle anybody. He wasn't faking it. He was sleeping in the wish fulfilled. Nobody knew what he was doing outside of himself. He didn't have to prove anything to anybody. He was doing it with himself and his God self, his own wonderful human imagination. And you will receive ideas and you will receive things, and acting on those ideas should be easy and they should never be fear filled. Now, you may have doubts about them, you may question them, but you can always ask Spirit for clarity. And you will get another hunch. You will get another feeling. Well, you know what? Maybe that's a good idea for me to just, send this email off to this company and see if they're interested in my product. Because this is part of my business. I'm sleeping in the wish fulfilled and I'm seeing my products being sold or, to different customers. And I really would like to have a good business relationship with that. And you're sleeping in the wish fulfilled. You're sleeping in the wish fulfilled every night. And you're not doing anything else but doing it in your imagination. There's two different subtleties. And then you get a knowing and you get a feeling that it's already done. You're not acting on anything. You're just sleeping in the wish fulfilled. And you will feel happy, you'll feel inspired, you'll feel enthusiastic about what is manifesting and cooking in your imagination. Spirit is not, God did not, Spirit, your higher self did not give you the spirit of fear. And faking it is all fear-based. That's the difference. That's the subtlety. So now we're saying, okay, well, Sydney, I'm saying that, I'm rich, but I don't have it. I know. And that seems like faking it. I know. But you're faking it would be that you going out and writing checks and saying, well, I'm a billionaire because I slept in the wish fulfilled last night. And so I'm a billionaire, knowing full well that you don't feel like, you know that you're not a billionaire. So when you know that you're not a billionaire and you go and write checks that you don't have billionaire money, you are going to suffer the consequences because you, in your conscious mind, do not believe it. So you're going to fake writing a check. You're going to go write a check that you cannot cash. You have not been given any guidance to go write a check. You have not received anything yet. You just slept in the wish fulfilled, woke up this morning and said, "Oh, I'm a billionaire," and you decided, "Okay, well, what? That's your ego. It's not spirit driven. It's human driven because you want something so badly and you cannot wait for spirit to guide you. Spirit will always guide you in the direction that you should go, and it will never hurt you. It won't. And the reason why I can say that is because I have faked it. Right? I've been there. I've done that. And then I've done it with acting as if it's already done. And when I say acting as if it's already done, what I am saying is in your thought process, acting as you move about the day. Not feeling poor, but acting as if. Maybe you put on better clothes today and you feel a little bit more confident. And when I say acting as if, I mean that you are feeling it and you're acting as if it's already done because you're not worried. So when someone who is worried and they act on their fear, they will not get the results of someone who is moving and acting as if it's already done by not having any fear, worry, doubt. That is the difference. That's what we're talking about when we say act as if it's already done. So when you go to the store and you go, I know I only have $5, but you're acting as if it's already done, you may now own, maybe the $5 will go a lot farther than it would normally. Maybe things will be on sale and you'll be able to get more groceries than you could ever have gotten before because you have no fear. You go into the store and you go, well, you know what? I got $5. I'm going to go buy some groceries today. That's what I'm going to do because I'm rich. I'm going to take my $5 and I'm going to go buy some groceries and it's going to last me a long time. Or, however. That's the difference. I'm not going into the store knowing that I have $5 and trying to spend 10. That's faking it. That's a lie. Does that make sense? Do you see the difference in the two? Do you see the difference in the two? One is a law, one is an idea or a concept. One is actually real, one is fake. One will get you in trouble, and the other one will guide you. It will guide you to your desires. It will guide you to your manifestation. Acting as if it's already done is not going out and just writing a bad check. Acting as if it's already done is not going to your old ex and saying, well, I slept in the wish fulfilled and I wanted you back and here I am. No, now you're a stalker. Now you're stalking somebody. You're going to go to jail if you keep it up. Right? So it's two totally different things. Two totally different things. So if you made it this far in our broadcast tonight, great, wonderful. I'm glad that you're here. Remember to stay to the end because you will know what next video to watch if you haven't joined us on our 30-day series, which is assuming it is real, acting as if it's already done, praise and thanksgiving, and how those you have the tools within you to manifest your own real true desires. And we share with you how to do that. You can visit us on our website on the indigoroom.org. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even though I'm, working on that. But the website is looking good. We have new blogs up. We'll be having new bloggers that are going to be blogging with us, guest bloggers. If you have some stories or blogs or something that you would like to share on the Indigo Room as well, maybe you're an aspiring writer, send us an email at the Indigo Room 2 the Indigo Room 2 at gmail.com. Visit the website at the Indigo Room 2. No, I'm sorry. IndigoRoom.org is the website. The email is the Indigo Room 2 at gmail.com. If you are having difficulty discerning if you're faking it till you make it, or if you're actually using the law of assumption, leave a comment down below. What do you think? How do you feel about these two ideas and laws? And you can get your Create My Day journal and your Mind Garden of Eden book. The link is in the description below. But I really did enjoy listening to those, not listening, but watching those two videos. Documentaries. They were really, really powerful and really, really good. And it shows the difference. I'm going to tell you who actually used the law of attraction. Donald Trump. He sure enough did. That's what I believe. He really felt that he was going to be president. Now, whether it was good for us or bad for us, doesn't matter. The point is, he believed it in himself. He knew that he was going to be president of the United States. And he used to follow Norman Vincent Peale, and he learned about the law of attraction. So you don't have to the law of attraction works whether you want to believe it does or it doesn't. The law of assumption works whether you want to believe it doesn't or it doesn't. Just saying. Just saying. Okay? So it's no respecter of persons. It's working whether you want it to work or not. Now, the rest of the stuff he did, he might have been faking it till he made it. I don't know. But I know he was faking it a long time ago, and then he decided to use the law of attraction. I believe, this is my belief, for himself to become the president, because he was talking about that for years. He was talking about it for years before it manifested. So, you can, like even Neville's brother was using the law of assumption, but he also did not believe anything else Neville said. He saw him and his father's name on the building every single day that he walked past that building. It took him 2 years, and then a bridge of incidents was created. But he didn't believe anything about the law of assumption. He didn't believe anything about, his imagination with regards to how Neville was teaching it. But he knew that if he thought about seeing his family in that building and owning that building, somehow he would manifest that. So you can use it, and a bridge of incidents was created, right? A bridge of incidents was created for his brother. He didn't believe like Neville believed. Just saying. But he believed that. He believed that one thing. So even if you believe, excuse me, even if you are focused on this one thing and you apply the law, it will harden into fact. You don't have to believe any of the other spiritual stuff that we be talking about here in the Indigo Room. You can just say, I want to manifest money. That's it. That's all I'm focused on. And you can see it in your imagination on a regular basis every day, every day, every day, every day, and it will harden into fact. You can sleep in the wish fulfilled just for money. And it will manifest for you. But you have to do it. You have to prove it to yourself. So remember who you are. Remember that you are source energy right here in a physical body. Remember that you can be, do, and have anything that you desire. And remember, it's not being extraordinary that makes you unique. It is your uniqueness that makes you extraordinary. And there is nobody on the planet, in the world, just like you. And if you are new to the channel and you stayed to the end, remember to click this video next. And I will see you all on the next video. We will be here next Sunday at 7:30 p.m. with a new topic and a new discussion. And well, I forgot one more thing. If you would like help with your imagination, visit the links down below or visit theindigoroom.org. We have a new group coaching session coming up for March 1st. And if you make your payments before February 22nd, I might extend it a little bit, but we do have payment options available, you will get a discount. So check out the link is down below. If you want to join us for our new group coaching, check it out. We might be able to help you manifest the dreams you desire. So have a great night. I'm glad to see you, and I will see you on the next video. Love you. Good night.